Hi, I'm Ryan from Amber Elm. I'm really excited this week to show you guys the Pittsburg Modular Taiga and some of the sounds this monster can make. This video isn't sponsored, no one sent this to me for a review. This isn't even a review video, really. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the sounds it can make, share some of the patches, and maybe add to your gas a little bit, but ultimately just put some sounds out there in the ether here on YouTube in hopes it inspires you to create something that's your own. As always, the video is timestamped, so feel free to jump around. So there's a little bit of a story behind a story. You're not gonna. So this video was originally going to be about the Synth Explorer, and so this story is really about the Synth in a way. See, I bought Taiga a while ago and really wanted to make a video with it, but never really gelled with it. I kept hearing how much people loved it and how great it was, but it just never clicked for me. I thought it was cool, but it just never hooked me the way other synths have. And I know there's people out there who would just say sell it and get something else that you would gel with, but I hate selling gear because I feel like every time I sell something, I want it back within like a week. And since I got into synthesizers and realized what some of the old classic ones go for, I'm always paranoid now that the thing that I sell is gonna be worth like a new car in 40 years. Holy shit, I'll be in my 80s. No, I'm not gonna think about it. Anyways, around Christmas, I made it very clear to my family that I wanted a Synth for Christmas. Well, my Christmas wish came true and I got one. Sort of. Rather, I got some money to get one. So I set off to Reverb and Perfect Circuit trying to find good deals on a new one or even a used one, but I kept on seeing the NiftyKeyz. In the back of my mind, I'd always liked the idea of getting one to pair with the Taiga after seeing Jorb make a pretty cool paraphonic patch, which I'm gonna do later, and just the ability to expand my Eurorack and make it more playable. So on Reverb, I found a nice priced Synth Explorer and I put it into my cart. And when I went to go check out, what do I find? It's a NiftyKeyz, just sitting there. I don't know why I did it, but I deleted the Synth and went ahead with the NiftyKeyz to pair with my Taiga. So yeah. Still no Synth. And I guess me saying that I don't know why I did it isn't really true. I did it because every time I'd look at the Taiga, I get a little disappointed, and every time I see a NiftyKeyz, I felt like there was a little bit of hope for it. I have them paired up now, and it's sort of magical. I probably could have made a video like this a few days ago, but I've just been patching and playing a ton. So here are a few of my favorite patches that I've been messing with. So I have the Taiga set up in a pretty basic configuration. I'm just taking the out into the NiftyKeyz and splitting that to outs 1 and 2. And I wanted to start with this basic sequence so I could show off some of the really nice aspects of the Taiga, specifically the filter and the shape LFOs. And that's kind of the bread and butter of the Taiga. I mean, I could have been doing this all along without the NiftyKeyz, but I just like having the keyboard. It makes using a synth like this for me just much more pleasurable. So let's listen to the filter, because that's one of the nice aspects of this thing. And the nice thing about this filter, is that when you turn the resonance up, you don't lose any of the bass. And it's a really nice and resonant filter. And I am running a little bit of delay from the Delverb pedal, just because synths always sound better with a little delay. Here's it without the delay. So like I said, the shape LFOs are sort of where this thing shines. They don't have traditional waveforms in the 3 oscillators. They have wave shapes. And the first one's like a sine wave. Let's just listen to the first one. So the first one's just like a sine wave. Second one's kind of like a triangle. Sawtooth and square. And then you can mix some of them. With this knob, I can sort of scan through that wave. And if I want that sound to happen on its own, I just turn up the shape LFO. And it's gonna roll through that wave. Let's turn it up. And when you add a couple more waves into that, let's use this one, is combined with a sort of a square wave and a sawtooth. And it gives some nice movement to the sound, which I find really, really nice. For this example, I wanted to show off Taiga's ability to play duophonically. So it's pretty easy. You just plug in the velocity out into the pitch in of one of the oscillators. I'm choosing oscillator 2. And I have the LFO running the filter. And the shapes LFO are kind of morphing oscillators 1 and 2. Oscillator 3 is turned down. And I also have the delay, which is okay on the Taiga. I prefer using the Delver, but I thought I'd just keep it strictly the Taiga this time. So this is kind of what it sounds like. So this is still in duophonic mode, but what I did was turn MIDI mode off of the third oscillator and have it droning on a certain note, which is G. And I'm taking the out of that third oscillator and putting it into the preamp, out of the preamp, going straight to out 2. So when I turn this up, we should just hear a drone that's kind of scanning through the waves. And so now we can have a third voice, even though it stays the same, in duophonic mode. For this patch, I'm just connecting the NiftyKeyz to the Taiga via MIDI on the front cable and in the back. One of the fun things I have set up is I have the aftertouch of the NiftyKeyz set up to the frequency modulation of the Taiga. So when you press down, it raises it to a minor third. So if I just hold down a note, but if I push afterwards, it gives me that minor third. Other notable things in this patch is I'm taking the echoes out of the Taiga into the preamp, and then out of the preamp into the mixer over here. I don't even know how to say that. The Eudaimonia mixer by Dreadbox. That kind of drives it a little bit and gives it a little grit. So here's that patch that Jorb inspired me to make. I'm pretty sure it's a straight copy of his. Obviously, it's going to sound a little different based on the settings on the Taiga itself. So the way this is set up is pretty straightforward. You're taking CV1 out of the NiftyKeyz into pitch in of the Taiga, CV2 into pitch 2, CV3 into pitch 3. The gates 1 and 2 are going to ADSR 1 and 2 in on the Taiga. And the third gate I'm running into the function junction ADSR, and out of that into a quad VCA into the third channel, the CV input. I'm taking the oscillator outs of 1, 2, and 3 into channels 1, 2, and 3 on the VCA, and then sending those all out back into the mixer of the Taiga. And all that's coming back out into the NiftyKeyz, going to the outs 1 and 2. And it sounds like this. One thing I wanted to say about my Taiga, if it sounds a little out of tune, it's because it was an issue with the way the oscillators were set during testing, and they're actually sending me a new one, but I really wanted to make a video with this because it's just so fun. One of my favorite things about the NiftyKeyz is that you basically are building a synthesizer. And with the 2 outs on the back of it, it makes it very easy to use with pedals. So if you're trying to keep the module count in just this case for whatever reason, you can add a pedal board and save some of the HP you may have used on reverb, delay, distortion, whatever, and use the pedal board instead. I know it's a little more limiting, but it still works pretty well. Unfortunately, it makes me want to buy more modules and continue to grow my Eurorack setup. What I think would be really great is a module that's basically like a virtual shell that you could put a VCV module in it. Basically just like a screen with a bunch of different I/O points. Anyways, if you're an engineer or anyone smarter than me really, you should contact me and let's make it. Well, hope you all had a good week. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.